Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I'm Kelly Stewart, joined by Marco D'Angelo at Marco in Vegas and Preston Johnson at Sports Cheetah. I need to ask you one day how you got the nickname Sports Cheetah, but that's for another video. We'll do some fun stuff. Okay, really interesting line here. Cowboys catching 1.5 at the Redskins, total 41.5. This game is always 3. Every single NFC East game is always 3 in favor of the home team, I feel like. But now, the Cowboys get a big win over Jacksonville, and now, they still have no receiving core. I still don't think they're well coached. And here they are catching 1.5 to the Redskins, which I personally believe was a nice winner last week for me. It's just a better team at home at FedEx Field. Preston, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on this lovely matchup?
Sure. The two things. One, the Dallas win over Jacksonville, I think, is more of a what's the state of the Jaguars than it is Dallas' offense is suddenly good now. They scored off of a bunch of turnovers, a bunch of 3-and-outs. I think overall, the yards per play, Jacksonville actually outgained Dallas. So in that sense, 40-7 is pretty misleading. And then on the flip side, Carolina actually, I think they were like 6 yards per play versus 4.3 for the Redskins, but the Redskins were +3 in turnovers. So, and that only ended up being a 6-point game anyway, I think 23-17. So Washington, off their embarrassing Monday night, Drew Brees celebration night loss, actually I thought got outplayed outside of the 3 turnovers. So for me, I'm not sure you can really buy into Washington's win as much, but I'm also afraid to buy into Dallas because the Jaguars, the week prior only scored 14 on a pretty bad Kansas City defense, only scored 6 against the Titans, I think 2 weeks before that. So I can't really buy into either team. It's a stay away for me. But I will say I have the Cowboys, I think, like a really small favorite, like half of a point. So at +1.5, +2, I think that I've seen currently in the market, it's a pass. But if it somehow did get to 3, like you were saying, all these divisional East games seem to get to 3 or at least are a lot of the time, I'd definitely be betting Dallas at +3.
All right, Marco, are you with me on the Redskins?
No. Washington, that was the most misleading win last week, for sure. Carolina held them to 288 yards of offense. Washington was pitiful in that game, and it was classic Alex Smith. This is what the guy does. 21 of 36 for 156 yards. Dink and dunk down the field, which is just perfect against this Dallas team, and that's why we have such a low total on this game. I lean to Dallas. But where I'm really going to go with this game, this is going to be one of my teaser keys for the week. I am going to take Dallas up over the 7, get them over the 7 points, get them to 7.5 on a 6-point teaser. When you got 7.5 on a total of 41.5, with Washington struggling offensively, and the key to Dallas last week, the 40 is misleading, but what I did like coming out of the Dallas game that I took, I think they're finally realizing Dak Prescott is just an average quarterback. I've never seen anybody regress as much as he did from Offensive Rookie of the Year to where he is now. But what they did in the play calling last week, they let him run the football 11 times last week. Now, a couple were scrambles, but some were design plays, read option. This is where he's at his best. If they do that, they stay in this game. The combination of him running the football, and of course Zeke Elliott, we know what he can do when he runs the football. It gives the defense something else to concern themselves with, because generally the quarterback is not covered in the defensive scheme. So if they continue to do that, the Dallas offense will improve, and it'll also raise his confidence with his passing game.
Awesome stuff for both guys. Guys, make sure you check in with me every Sunday morning about an hour before kickoff at Kelly in Vegas on Twitter. WagerTalk TV on YouTube. We post the 2-minute warning where I go over the entire NFL card, where the public is, where the sharp money is, heading into kickoff with the local Las Vegas bookmakers.